Okay, everyone, here we are on Daybreak LE. This is Game 4 of the MSL Code S Semifinals. And here on the map, in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Blues Zerg player, SilverSnyper. So SilverSnyper being down here, that of course means that now his red Protoss opponent is up here in the top right. This is, of course, EQBisu. And now, because everyone's super confused, I'm going to swap the players and make the world right again. There we go. I apologize, having to see that. The other way of casting, we've had some problems with the casting software and with my computer recently, so I'm having to do a simple screen capture instead of a more advanced one where you can't see me adjust with all the settings while even they're covering the screen. So it's been a very exciting tournament so far. This series has, of course, been 2-1. SilverSnyper does have the lead, recently taking down EQBisu after EQBisu threw his opponent off the scent a little bit with faking a Gateway First, or a Gateway Nexus expand, and instead 4-gated. EQBisu had a very good attack timing. It happened just exact right time. The 4-gate hitting right before 6:30, which is how you know you've done a 4-gate pretty well. Although I think the unit composition was a little bit different than perhaps ideal. And SilverSnyper, however, doing his fair share and doing an excellent job defending against it, and was able to not take too much damage. And so after he defended it, EQBisu actually simply left the game, good game, and decided to wait to fight another day. So Daybreak here, this is a very well regarded and well understood map here. It's been around for quite some time. It's got a pretty easy to take natural. It's small, but not as small as it is on Neoplanet S. We do see a Nexus Forge expand, so a more economic version of the Forge Fast expand. And I think we might see his opponent, SilverSnyper, take a third base. And looks like they're saying hello to the Overlord. Hola. Not entirely sure what language that is. It might be Ukrainian. Probably not, though, because I believe they use the Cyrillic alphabet, because they speak Russian there. So it looks like he's not throwing down another base. Is it just me, or is he not throwing down another base? I don't think he's... Okay, there goes the third base. SilverSnyper there, you scared me for just a moment. This was quite terrifying. The Nexus here from EQBisu, just about done. He does have both of these gas geysers done. Should be starting to mine from both of those here in just a moment. The worker count is very equal at this point in time. And I wonder if we're going to see the same build out of SilverSnyper again, where he should be, once this third base gets up and running, throw down 4 gas geysers at the very beginning, and then a Roach Warren, and then 2 evolution chambers. Cybercore back here, leaving this actually really exposed. This is a large hole. That's much larger than the usual 1-unit hole that you have. It's instead 2. I would prefer that he build it a little bit closer and make that hole only 1 unit wide. Although maybe there's some devious reason that he would like it to be in such a way. So everything's continuing as planned here, very normal. We should see Warp Gate being researched here in just a moment. There we go. Nothing crazy going on. I'll be interested to see if EQBisu decides to throw down 3 more gates. That's what he's been doing every other game. Or if he's going to go... I'm really pretty sure that he's going to be going for something like that. We do have a robotics facility, actually, instead. So a different tech path means we'll see a different type of game with the lower number of gateways, and of course then gateway units. We will see a much higher concentrated tech army from the Protoss player. However, it'll be much smaller. Usually it's a little bit dangerous to go only Robotech on 1 or 2 bases, particularly 1. 2, you can actually manage it. It just depends on when the attack happens. Previously, most of the attacks in the game where these builds have been used by both of these players, you've seen them happening somewhere around, it seems like, the 12 to 16-minute mark. That's when the economy for the Zerg has really had the ability to really kick in. There's the Roach Warren. There's 2 more gas geysers. Are we going to see 2 more down here? Usually those were taken a little bit later. One other thing I want to point out is watching the Bronze and Silver League players and watching the Gold, generally what you end up seeing is you see a lot of different builds coming out as things are not quite as practiced and rehearsed. And so you see general themes that remain the same between players' different games. But it would be hard to say what exactly is their exact build. But here at the Diamond and Masters level, I'd like to point out how very similar the builds have been. The main difference between, I think, Diamond and Masters and Grandmasters, particularly differentiating Grandmasters between the others, is that the number of builds that an opponent, the player has, is much higher. So the top pros, they have builds. Obviously, SilverSnyper has practiced this build a number of times. He has a whole bunch of very different things. We saw previously there was only one spine crawler at his expansion here, but now because this map has a little bit farther removed third base, he's throwing down another. Things like that that have clearly been thought ahead and practiced. Whereas Grandmaster players would have this, but would also have 8 different entire builds for just this one matchup. I'm not saying that SilverSnyper does not, I'm just saying that's something to be aware of, and that's mainly the difference. And I think that that's one of the reasons that some of the lower league players who moving out, that's actually a very small army from EQBisu to be moving out on the map at this point in time. But the lower league players, I feel like a lot of times they watch pros play, and they see the things that they do, and they see that every game they're doing something different, and it's quite exciting. Wow, this is a very gutsy move here. Now, this is Heart of the Swarm, and he does have the ability to have what we call a planetary nexus, but that would require a mothership core. Otherwise, this is going to be very vulnerable, and it also leaves this base very vulnerable as there's nothing to prevent a big counterattack. So yeah, generally, pros have lots of builds that are very, very precise. I feel like Diamonds, Platinum through Masters have at least one build very, very precise from each matchup. I feel like below that, generally, instead of seeing really rehearsed builds, you see rough approximations of builds. And now look at this. Hold on just a moment. That macro hatch has gone down. However, there's been a large number of roaches built here. And I don't think that there's going to be enough here from the Protoss player to be able to really defend this well. There's only one sentry. It's taken down before any Guardian Shield, any force fields. And he's going to be simply forced to retreat. He needs to defend here in a small choke. That Immortal's going to get focused down immediately. That's a big, big deal, actually. So the Immortal here is in the front. It's going to be focused down. A whole bunch of these Stalkers just getting wailed away on by this large number of roaches. We do see 12 more roaches on the way. And I don't think that actually EQBisu is going to be able to handle this with just this number of units. So the roaches here going to get up close and personal with this cannon. There is no mothership core. That means there's not going to be any photon overcharge. And EQBisu, rather than dragging the game out, instead throws down the good game, well played, for which that it was. Excellent English there on my part, I say completely sarcastically. And we're going to see EQBisu get knocked down into the loser's bracket, but SilverSnyper, the Zerg player here, is going to go on to the Code S Finals, so congratulations. And I'm going to be excited to watch those games. So thanks for watching, everyone. If you liked them, go ahead, give me a thumbs up, share them, give me some comments, some feedback. Remember, these are my first real set of games in terms of high-level play. I'm more than welcome. I'm more than willing to accept feedback. So anyway, thanks again. It's been a great time so far, and hopefully we'll have the other semifinals up for you sometime later tomorrow.